Yes, YouTube. Hello. You are looking at a screen that says we beat Celtic 4-2. That is correct. We have finally beaten one of the big boys, and it came in our first season in the league. In this episode, we're going to recap this result along with the rest of the results as well as we show you where we finish in our first season in the top flight. Give the episode a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's run the intro. When I come back, we'll recap this game, we'll recap all the others as well. Well, YouTube, since we last met, on the left-hand side, you can see that we currently sit in the championship group positions. For those that do not know, in Scotland, the league does break into the top six playing in the champions group and the bottom sort of six sides playing in that relegation group, so to say. At the moment, we currently sit fifth, and after that win, if results go away, we'll be 2 games ahead of Hearts. There is sneaky little bit of potential of European football. I will have to say here quickly, I know 80% of you that watch these videos aren't subscribed. We're 5 subs away from 450. If you aren't a sub, you're enjoying the content, please hit the sub button. It's free to do so. It helps promote the channel out to other football managing enthusiasts. Enough about that. Let's go and talk about results since we last met, which was, of course, in the Celtic quarter-final. Since then, things have gone swimmingly well. We drew to Kilmarnock 1-1, which was not a good result considering where they sat on the table. We also, if we have a look at the statistics of this game, arguably we're the better side. Better pass completion, bit better XG, bit better possession. It's one of those ones where we had a couple of highlights at 1-0 to make it 2-0. We really should have, and then got bit in the butt for it. We then played St. Mirren and went ballistic and won 4-0. We looked outrageous in this game. 3.61 XG. They were lucky it wasn't 5, 6 or 7. The back four looked really solid and I was very happy with that. We then beat Livingston 3-1 as well, and that was really good to give us breathing room in terms of getting into the championship group. And Motherwell, who are basically already relegated from the top flight, it's where our midfielder Adrian Gill wants to go, of all places. He wants to go to a side getting relegated instead of staying with us. Yet again, dominating. Boys went ballistic. Sockler's recent form has been outrageous at the moment. And as you can see here, in his last 3 games, has got a brace of 2 goals, which is very nice. And has now got 20 goals in 28 competitions. Not to be outdone, Montoya's also looked pretty decent as well and got 11 goals and has started to find a little bit of form towards the end of the season. Our first game in the championship group is we did win 4-2. Now, I'm pretty sure in the championship group, before I show you these games against Celtic, I'll show the table. Because I'm in the championship group, a team that is in the relegation group can't jump up past this line. Even say, for instance, Dundee won every game, we lost every game, they would get to more points. I'm not too sure how it works. I know in most other cases when I've had a relegation and a playoff and a championship group, like in Denmark, for instance, it actually now come up as 2 separate leagues. You know, not like this sort of table. It actually show you a promotion league and a playoff league, not just a league table. And as such, because it was 2 separate leagues, there was no other teams that could jump you. But I feel like that Dundee could jump us here. I don't know what goes on. Oh, here we go. Just look at last season. Queen's Park got the 47. Livingston stayed up 42 and finished 6th. So, and yeah. Okay, so we can finish only as low as 6th. I'll answer my own question. Let's talk about this game, though. And before we do, let's go and bring up the data hub, team and performance. It was all a first half display. If you look at the match momentum in the first half, or dynamite, Celtic looked like they weren't doing much. They showed their dominant class in the second half, and it was a very good display. We had a very similar game to the first time we played them this season, which is a YouTube episode at the end of the video. There is a playlist, and you can go back and find that episode, where we went bunter in the first half, but more that we were clinical with the chances we got, not that we dominated them. When you see the highlights and the stats here, we absolutely dominated them here 4-2. I'm going to show you all the goals here, and then we're going to cut away and come back with the end result. Important to note, in the Scottish Cup final, Aberdeen play Queen's Park. If Aberdeen win, and as long as they finish 5th or higher, we will get a European spot for 5th. If Queen's Park win, 5th does not get a European spot. Now, I'm not after a European spot this year. That would be a massive overachievement, but in terms of money made for the football club, that could be a huge thing. In the background there, so Sokler scored to make it 1-0 and Montoya scored a nice header, even though he's 5'9", to make it 2-0. Carlo with the ball back stick, Sokler parking himself on a similar height and fullback, but back stick crosses are a thing this year, and it was very good. And then a very well marked goal on the break, has to be said. This was a fantastic goal from us. A little bit of good shape in the end, forcing them wide, and then the ball inside was cut off here by Vokins before Salmakes could play the ball. Then the build-up play, and this is something, again, the 4-4-2, it does play out. It's not just a punty 4-4-2. We've seen goals where you can punt it up the field. But yeah, in the end, Grant, one touch, top bins, thank you for coming. And then we could see 2 goals in the second half, which we could not do much about. I will say when this first one went in, me and the stream, as we currently are live, links down below, you guys will get the plug in a second. Lukeman scored, and me and the stream both looked at each other and said, oh, we could ship 4, a la basically what Luton did to Bournemouth in real life. Fortunately for us, we went on and to win this one here. As I said, the stream is there. You can watch VODs, etc. This was filmed on the 15th of the 3rd. If you want to go watch that VOD, it's up for 30 days. The actual plug's going to come in right now. And when you see me again, it's going to be a recap of where we finish at the end of the season. Note the balance at 677. When we got all our funds and everything, that balance is definitely going to change. You, yes, you, follow me on Twitch. You watch all my content live and, of course, all the VODs for all your viewing needs. The Twitch is the place to go, and for funny clips like this.
Can you fucking shut up?
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak, Mum.
Honestly.
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak. At the end of the season now, and well, we finished in 5th place on 52 points and only a 3+ goal difference. And you're probably asking, that seems a little bit low, Damien, what happened? I'm about to show you. Anyhow, we finished exactly where we need to be. Aberdeen, however, do play Farleigh on the 22nd next week. If Aberdeen win the Scottish Cup, we're in the Europa League playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. The Europa League, I believe it is the playoffs, not just the thing. We win the second round of qualifying, which doesn't mean that you'll get there, but there's a large chance that as long as we recruit decently well, that we will get there. Let's discuss everything else, though, that's going on here. And then, yeah, we'll go and see what the results are and how much money we actually get in the club, because we haven't been officially paid out for our final position, but that is A-okay. This one's going to get embarrassing, boys. After beating Celtic 4-2, we beat Hearts 6-1. At the time, by the way, we had no Yanez and no De Checo, both injured, and Carlo went ballistic on the right wing. We absolutely dominated here. Fantastic. Sokler scoring yet again. The guy scored in basically every game moving forward. But yeah, there is a goal here in the 45th minute that is worth replaying. And at this stage, at the end of this game, with Hibs playing Celtic and Aberdeen playing Rangers, we were 3rd. You would have imagined, considering the 2 teams the other teams were playing, Hibs playing Rangers, Aberdeen playing Celtic, we're going to be 3rd at the end of this. No, Hibs and Rangers won there. Hibs and Aberdeen beat Rangers and Celtic. And then we went into 5th and we never recovered. But this goal was brilliant. One-touch football, looked like Barcelona. Carlo put it in. Mwah! Fantastic. Things were going well. And then they weren't going well, because we decided that we are Dumbarton. We're not a particularly good side, and this always seems to happen towards the end of the season. Anyway, Hibs pumped us 5-1. Goal difference, Gonski. Not great. If you have a look at it, 6 shots on target in the game total, 6 goals. Ferry conceding every shot on target. Not good. Is what is. We then drew 2-2 to Aberdeen, and we got absolutely FM'd here. 2.96 XG, 17 shots. Different day we win this game by 3 or 4 goals. And there we go. And then on the final day, Rangers beat us 9-1. I did semi-rotate in this game, thinking, you know what, this game's going to be over. Sengari scored a pen. Sokler decided to get himself sent off. And second half, we fell apart. Hogarth getting a 6.0 after replacing Ferrian because he conceded every shot on target in the last 2 games. Was not particularly good, but it is what it is. That still puts us in 5th, and if you tell me at the start of the year we're going to finish 5th, even though you lose 2 of your last 3 games, 5-1 and 9-1, still going to take that. That is a lot of very good money. And eventually we do get paid for this season. We are going to get paid 2.1 million, and that's going to put a little bit of money into the club, which is perfect. Considering the lack of resources we have, I could spend it, but I won't, knowing that we'd probably hemorrhage about 1.5 to 2 mil a season anyway at the moment. I'd probably keep that money in there so we can get the balance to parity. And if we go on a run in Europe, if we get there, that can help fund for future transfer plans like next season, season after, etc. as well, or future development in the facilities. Because for those people that do not know, Dumbarton start with no facilities in the game, not even a reserve or an 18 side. And as you can see here, the only thing I've upgraded so far is the training facilities. And once we were allowed to do junior youth coaching by the board, that gave us limited and basic academy coaching, which is the lowest that can be for you to get a youth intake. Things are going okay. Now, Sockler has been listed, not transfer listed by me, but is apparently could be ending up with a deal to a French side for 4.8 million in Angers. Look, I'm telling you guys right now, if Angers gave me 4.8 mil, the club needs that money. Simple as that. And this is what was the second part of this episode is going to be. The players that we have at the moment, which players I want to keep, which players I want to release, which players I want to sell, or would be open to selling. Straight away, if I pick what is the perceived best 11 of this season, which is there on paper, Ferrian has got interest. Club Bruges and Lavia MC. Now, Lavia, I don't think he would leave for, but Club Bruges he would, has a 2 mil release fee. If I get 2 mil, there's nothing I can't do. I will accept and move along. That's good money for us. Justin Smith's wanted at the moment by Kilmarnock. I wouldn't sell to another club in Scotland. If Kilmarnock want him, now that they've especially got the championship, I'll make him pay through the nose. I think Justin Smith would want to stay. DeCheco has got interest from West Ham. Now, if you look at DeCheco, he's worth apparently 1.7 to 2.9 million. Considering how well this guy's developed and as good of a season he's had, he's arguably one of our best players this year. 5 goals, 13 assists at 7.1. I'm telling you right now, I'm holding out for 7.5 to 10 mil. If I get that, that's way too good for us to turn down. I'm going to have to take that one too. Gil wants to leave on a free. Anything above a mil I would take. And then Sockler, as you guys saw as well, from Angers, which is, look, all potentially fine. Theoretically, if Sockler gets a 4.8 mil bid, Checker gets 7, Ferring gets 2, there's potentially 11 to $13 million worth of sales there. And all that money at the moment, according to our finances, is available to go into the transfer budget. I definitely wouldn't spend all of that because I want the money to stay in the football club. There's a lot of good players you can pick up for frees and a lot of good players that we could pick up maybe for, a little bit of money here and there. We haven't really bought anyone of money. And that's my way. It's the whole reason we recruited as we have was to sell guys like the Checo, Ferrian, Sockler, knowing that if they hit some form or towards the end of their contract with a year left, we could sell them on for a little bit of money. That was going to be our way to fund the facilities moving forward or to fund players that we can continue this cycle. The way it starts is you're signing frees to sell on for decent money, and then you're scouting for wonder kids that can sign cheap and sell on for good money, and then it goes to the next level where you're scouting the best sort of wonder kids, bring them in, they'll either keep them around to win you a Champions League, or you're scouting them to sell them on for 30, 40, 50 million. That's kind of the cycle. We're now at that stage where we might be getting enough bids next season to sell these guys, and that will all be recapped in the next video, obviously, when we look at who we signed in Season 5, next episode out. With that being said, there's a couple of players I want to discuss that are currently ready to leave. Jake Vokins is one, 2.5k a week. Way too much money compared to the squad, and maybe it's better to do this in the squad view. Sockler's our biggest owner at 3.3. Vokins is third there at 2.5. Yes, he's been an important player. Yes, he's had a good year at 5 goals, 5 at 6.93. But considering he's only a good championship player, and we've got guys that are at a better level down the wayside, it's easier for me to probably release this guy and find someone of a similar level for a much cheaper fee. Same way that if you look at Cole McKinnon's the same sort of thing. Just seeing that my stream is disconnected here, so I'll round this up shortly. Cole McKinnon looks like a decent footballer with a little bit of potential. Decent premiership player if he hits his full potential. But 2.5k, I can't carry that. So unless these sort of guys want to take cutbacks, not going to happen. Last guy I want to mention is a hero of the save for me, but we are going to let him go. Is Carlo. Picked up a bit of an injury towards the end. £300 a week. I could re-sign him just to be here because he got long throws. I don't think there's any need to. I think Carlo, tip my hat off to you, sir. You can go enjoy a career in the lower levels like Comalafe did, and there we are. With that being said, guys, we now got the budget. We got 562k, 45k wage. We've got an extra 12k in the payroll plus a little bit of money, which is fantastic. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut away. And when we come back, we're going to have the result of the Scottish Cup final. Go on, Aberdeen, win that game of football, and send me into Europe. Here we are. We are Europa Conference League bound, ladies and gentlemen. That is correct. European football, Dumbarton, Season 5. We will have a game to qualify for the third knockout round, the fourth knockout round, and potentially the group stage of the Europa League. That is because Aberdeen did do the job against Farlick. As you can see here, they won 1-0 in a game that they were not great in, but good enough. A very boring cup final there in the Scottish final, but enough of a result for us to see us through. Also effectively got the money, as you can see in the top right-hand corner, up to $1.3 million, which means we made $1 million in profit. And after being massively down, as you can see by here, to go and get that sort of prize money for 2.1 mil is absolutely superb. Last thing I will mention is we do have a new contract currently at the moment for Cole McKinnon and Vokins. Vokins didn't want to be an important player. We did, talked him down to being a regular starter, which is okay because as long as they play off the bench regularly and play the occasional game starting, you'll get to the point where they'll eventually get upset, run them for 5 games in a row, and then they'll be okay. And it keeps me a decent player at the football club. He's also taking a wage cut from 2.5 down to 1.3. Cole McKinnon the same, taking a wage cut from 2.5 down to 1.3, but happy to be a squad player, which is even better. So nice to keep 2 guys. When you're not the greatest team, this thing here is so important, team cohesion. And considering that, look, Gill's not in there, he is. A lot of these players are part of the core, as you can see. Very much part of the core are Vokins and McKinnon. It's good to keep those sort of players at the football club until you 100% need to let them go. I'm happy to keep him if they took a wage cut down to 1.3k a week, and they have, which is perfect. With that being said, our available payroll, 14 mil, which 14k, 12k according to this group, 562k is there as well. We've got players that we could be potentially selling, potentially buying, and there is a lot of movement that could potentially happen. Next episode, be all about the new signings, and it depends on who we draw in the second round of qualifying. It may just be one of those games we just recap over, because I really think as long as we get good enough players, we should be favourites to make it to the Europa League Conference round proper and get into the league phase. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. As always, there is the playlist up to this save right above me here. There's also the 442 one there too. Might be the other way around. Don't know which one. Go check out both videos. Have a great one and goodbye.